Good morning everyone and welcome to week 6 of Project 8 and 8. I'm pretty sure that this week will be the most exciting one because hopefully I'll be crossing France by bike completely from east to west, so you can stay tuned for that. But since I just woke up and got a lot of organizing stuff to do today, I'm gonna take a quick shower and then give you more details on the tour. Like promised, now it's time for a few more details about my tour through France. First of all, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna do a lot of planning because basically I didn't do anything at all yet, and since I'm starting in 6 days, it's about time that I at least have the correct route planned, so that's the most important part, which is why I'm gonna text a friend of mine who will be staying in Paris while I'll be visiting Paris as well, so I hope we can meet up and maybe I can get a couch to crash on. And speaking of the sleeping situation for my project Crossing France, I bought a one-person tent, which will be here, I think, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, so I can show you that as well. And the cool thing about the tent is that it doesn't have the sticks to build up, so it's really, really lightweight. I think it's maybe this size and about 300 grams, so I can definitely carry it on my bike. Yeah, so I plan on sleeping in the tent for like 4 of the 6 nights, I think, because 2 nights I will be staying in Paris. And I think that will be really fun, or at least I hope it will be fun, and it's definitely more adventurous this way, so that's why I chose it. And yeah, I'm gonna show it to you when it's here. So besides the sleeping situation and the planning of the route, I definitely have to start making a packing list, because I think the worst thing would be that I start on day 1 and notice that I forgot something really important and then I have to cancel the rest, or like I have to go back, or yeah, I don't know, that's would be just a lot of wasted time, so that's important. And besides all the stuff I have to do for Project Crossing France, I plan on maybe going for a little swim tonight, but since I have a lactate diagnostic tomorrow in university, I probably won't be doing too much sports today to be fit for tomorrow. And now it's time to be productive. I was quite productive. I finished the packing list and also texted my friend for the stay in Paris, if she's there and if she maybe found a place for me to stay for 2 nights. And now I have to do some stuff in the city because there are still some things I have to do before I leave for France, and then I'll probably be planning the route. I finished all the tasks I had to do in the city, so now I'm back home and I'm gonna take a quick nap in the sun, I think, before I start planning the route through France, which will be a lot of work, I think. After laying in the sun for about half an hour, I think it's really time to start the planning for the tour, and that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'm using Komoot for the route planning because then I can export it as a GPX track, and that's what I can transfer to the navigation system I'm using on the bike, and that way I can just follow the route and don't have to use Google Maps or something, which is using a lot of mobile data and also a lot of battery, so not really the best solution. The bike navigation system is way better than that. So first information for the planning. On Google Maps there are something like heat alerts, I think, and the first stop I will do is close to Karlsruhe, but I decided to probably cross the Rhine and try to sleep in a camping ground in France, so directly after the border. And yeah, there are a lot of heat alerts in that area. I hope that it will be a little bit cooler in 1 week, but I'll see how that goes. And that would be something like 280 kilometers, which is quite fine for the first day, I think, and a little bit shorter than I would have expected, so that's fine as well. And I'm gonna continue. The good thing about Komoot is that you can see the different street conditions, so it tells me that there are, for example, 109 kilometers for a cycling lane, then 111 kilometers just on a regular street, and only a little bit less than 100 meters for gravel or something like that, which would be great because I don't want to ruin my bike on the first day, so that's why I'm hoping for street for most of the time, but I will see that in a few days. So the first 2 days are planned already. It's really easy to plan a route with Komoot, which is great. I think I'm gonna continue to do that in the future as well. Hopefully I can trust information on Komoot, so it would be bad if that wasn't correct, but I'm just gonna be optimistic that everything will work out. And I decided to plan my routes according to campgrounds, so that I always have the option to stay at a campground with my tent, but I still want to sleep in the forest for maybe 2 nights or something. So I'm just gonna decide that spontaneously when I'm there. But I've seen on Google Maps that near Verdun, where I'll be staying for my second night, there are a lot of military areas, so maybe not the best idea to camp there during the night in a forest where I've never been at all, so might have to postpone that for the next day after Paris, because Paris will be day number 3. Also, apologies for my glow on the face. Responsible like I am, I used a lot of sunscreen while I was laying in the sun, so that's the glow you can see. What you just saw here is the spreadsheet I'm using to track all the different disciplines and my distances in these disciplines. And as a quick update, I'm gonna tell you guys how I'm currently standing with the targets. So for swimming, I have to complete 30.4 kilometers, and I'm currently 9 kilometers away, which means I'm perfectly in time. But since I'm losing 1 week to the biking part, I probably try to get a few kilometers in maybe tomorrow and maybe on Sunday evening. And for the biking distance, I'm way behind schedule, obviously. But if I complete the crossing of France, I will be like 400 kilometers over my target, so that doesn't matter at all. But which is a little bit problematic is the running part, because due to the 3 days of resting, I'm a little bit behind on schedule on that as well. And I'm currently at 184 kilometers and my goal are 337, so I'm off by 150 kilometers. And I think I only have 10 days left when I arrive in France, so that would mean 15 kilometers per day for every day of my vacation. I think that's possible, but it won't be too easy. But obviously I didn't choose the challenge to be easy, so yeah, I hope I can complete the Project 8 and 8 challenge and also my crossing of France, obviously. But you will see that in the next few videos. The planning of my biking tour through France is done, and I have to say it went surprisingly easy, because Komoot basically does all the work I thought I have to do by myself. And I'm planning to bike for 5 days in total, with 1 day of rest in Paris, because when I'm already there I want to see the city as well, so I'm taking the day off after my 3rd day of biking, which I think is perfectly in the middle, so that's fine. And all in all, I'm gonna bike for approximately 1,328 kilometers, so that should be enough to complete the challenge. And I have 9,500 meters of altitude, which is quite a lot, but I think if that's spread out evenly for the almost 1,400 kilometers, that shouldn't be too hard. So I'm really motivated now, because I thought the distance would be a little bit more, so now it feels kind of more possible to do. And yeah, I'm really motivated. I'm looking forward to start on Wednesday next week. And yeah, since the planning of the route and the update on my spreadsheet took a little longer than expected, unfortunately I won't be able to go for a swim today, because the local swimming pool closes at 8 PM and it's currently 7:30, so it doesn't really make sense to bike there, because that would be 10 minutes gone and then I could only swim for 20 minutes, and I don't think, although maybe that would be worth it. I think I'm going for a swim. So that was for sure the most hectic time I've ever spent in the swimming pool ever. But I managed to squeeze in 20 laps, so 1 more kilometer down for Project 8 and 8. And now it's time for a really chill ride home. And yeah, probably I'm going to bed as well soon. I have to say I'm really happy that I did at least get 1 kilometer of swimming in today, because I was quite productive and the route is completely planned for France, so that's great. And I think tomorrow will be quite exciting as well, because first of all I got the lactate diagnosis, and afterwards I'm meeting up with a friend in the Olympic swimming pool in Munich, so we're gonna do some laps together there. And after that I plan on spending a relaxing day in Munich, so that sounds quite fun. And today I'm not doing anything anymore except for some stretching and watching some YouTube, so that's all for today. As you can see, I'm already dressed up in sports clothes. That's because in 1 hour I'm leaving for Munich, and then it's time for the performance diagnosis, and I hope I can film something there as well. But for now I made myself a cup of green tea to properly wake up, and now I'm gonna prepare some lunch for after the diagnosis. So we did a ramp protocol, which means after 3 laps on the track we increased the speed by 2 kilometers per hour, and we started with 6 kilometers per hour, so it was quite chill in the beginning. And I ran until the first lap of 18 kilometers. So I'm not 100% satisfied, but I'm interested in how I can implement the data that I will get into my training. So it was a great experience, and unfortunately it took a little longer than expected. So my plan to go swimming right after fell through, but now I'm gonna meet up with a friend and spend the rest of the day relaxing in Munich. Although I went to bed quite late yesterday, at least I slept quite good as well. So now it's time for some breakfast, and then I'm off to Passau, where I'm gonna get my surfboard for the vacation in France. But before I head out, the tent arrived yesterday, so now I'm gonna check it out and show it to you guys as well. So the tent is definitely easy enough to set up, and I'm really happy that I bought it. I think it's gonna be a great addition for the tour, and it's really lightweight. As you can see, that's all the tent is, and that's definitely something I can carry around for a few days. The surfboard got transported home safely, and now it's time to work on the bike, since I still have to do the cabling for the lights. And then I'm gonna start packing because I only have 2 days left. Tomorrow I'm visiting family, and yeah, then it's just Monday and Tuesday, and I don't want to wait until the last minute to prepare everything. So the more peace of mind I can get by preparing everything a little bit earlier, the better. The bike is looking good and it's almost ready for the tour, and now I'm gonna start preparing my stuff and maybe also start packing it into the bags in my bike, because I want to see how much stuff I can carry and if it will all fit in the bags. And when it's dark, I'm gonna go for a quick little test ride to see if the lights are all attached properly, and yeah, we'll take you along for that obviously. So that was probably the last thing I needed from upstairs, and I had an idea for a pillow, and I don't think that I need a sleeping bag because I think it will be quite hot. For the pillow, I might just put all my clothes into a small bag and then use that to sleep on. So this way I don't waste valuable packing space with a pillow. Instead I can just take all my bags out of the bike bag and then use that as a pillow instead. And I'm just gonna try that out now and see if it's at least a little bit comfortable and if it will make the job work for 5 nights. So, judging from the first look, I doubt that all of this will fit into this and that, but I'll see. Well, I don't know, but I think this should work. I mean, I'm not trying to sleep in a 5-star hotel, so that's better than nothing, and at least I earn some space by not using a pillow. So I think most of the stuff I'll need should be on the bike now, so I'm gonna take it for a quick test ride just to see if I could even drive like that. So yeah, you will see as well. Safety first, and off we go. So one thing's for sure, the lights are great. So first impression, I think the setup isn't too bad and it should work. I'm not quite sure about the attachment of the tent right here because it sometimes does get in the way of my legs while pedaling, but I think if I should make some minor adjustments to that, that should be fine. And I definitely shouldn't forget to improve the attachment of my shoe to the pedals, because that was what caused the problems at the 400-kilometer tours with my knee. So really important. And besides from that, I think I should almost be good to go. Now I'm going to bed a little bit earlier. It's 10 to 11 now, and I'm gonna end the day with some yoga. So hopefully I'm really relaxed and fall to sleep in like 10 seconds. After another night with not enough sleep, I'm off to visit my cousins to play some soccer, and then I'm gonna head back and work on my bike in the afternoon, I think, and hopefully finish up the setup, especially all the technical parts, because then I'm almost good to go. The bike setup is more or less completed. I also adjusted the contact from my shoes to the pedals, so that's way better now. And now it's time to put on some grease, so then almost everything's done, just some minor adjustments left. And in 2 days it's already go time, so I'm really motivated to try to cross France. After spending the first half of the day with my family, I got back and basically wasted the other half of the day with just lying around, but I'm really tired today, so that was necessary. But now I need to get some kilometers done, so I'm heading to the swimming pool and maybe try to get at least 2 kilometers in, so it's not that much left to complete the swimming part of project 8 and 8. The swimming part at least woke me up a little bit and I ended up doing 50 laps. But after 37 laps of freestyle I started getting cramps in my legs, so I tried to push through but it didn't really work, so I had to finish it up with 13 laps of breaststroke. So I ended up doing 2.5 kilometers in total, which is quite okay. I actually wanted to get some work done after the swim, but I went for a walk with my family instead, and now it's already 11 PM again, so I'm gonna postpone the work until tomorrow, and then I'm gonna edit the video of week 5 and hopefully gonna upload it as well, so that's done before my tour. And also have to write the weekly update for the webpage, and yeah, but I'll do that tomorrow. And now it's time for some yoga and then I'm off to bed, and hopefully I can fall asleep quite soon because I've been really tired the whole day. As planned yesterday, I'm starting the day productive and I'm now heading to the local swimming pool. And yesterday I realized that I'm only off by 5 kilometers to complete the swimming part in project 8 and 8. So maybe I'll go for that, but there will be quite a lot of swimming. I'm not sure, I'm just gonna see how I feel, and at least the rest of the swimming kilometers is definitely doable in the ocean as well, so I should be able to complete the swimming part for sure. 110 laps later, I'm officially done with the swimming part of project 8 and 8. I did 5.5 kilometers today. I started with 500 meters of breaststroke, and then I changed swimming techniques every 20 laps, so every kilometer I started with freestyle, breaststroke, and last time freestyle. So now the swimming part is officially over. And since you have to celebrate small goals as well, I'm gonna treat myself to a Cliff Bar to celebrate the completion of the swim part. As you were able to see, I bought myself a new bike helmet, and for the one comment under my 200 kilometer video telling me that I don't need a helmet at all because I wear it so badly, here, that's fitting perfectly, and unfortunately I can't close it with one hand, but as you can see, the chin straps are in the proper position as well. To keep you guys up to date, I posted the last weekly update before I'm starting my bike ride. And now it's time to edit the video of week 5, so that comes online as well before I leave. Another important step regarding the tour on Wednesday is done. I transferred all the GPX tracks on the navigation system, so now I can just follow the track and I don't have to use something like Google Maps because that would drain a lot of battery and mobile data. And that way I can drive completely offline, which is great, and I'm really motivated. After a short nap in the sun, I'm now finalizing the preparations for the crossing of France, and one of the things I need to take with me is a toothbrush, but since that takes away a lot of space, I'm gonna use a trick that my father used while he crossed the Alps and biked to Italy. I'm gonna cut off the toothbrush up here, so it's like half the length. Well, that's harder than I thought it would be. Let's try it with this tool here. Perfect. I was able to fit everything into the bike bags except for the first aid package, so I just decided to not have an accident and only take some plasters with me, and I hope that should be enough, but I think it will be enough. So yeah, that stays home. Quick little update. Unfortunately, my plans with Paris for meeting up a few friends fell through because my friends have to work, but instead I'm gonna meet up with a friend on my first night when I'm staying in Lauterburg, so that's great. After completing the packing for the rest of my stuff, which my parents are gonna take with the car to France, I'm now gonna go for the last test ride before things are getting serious tomorrow morning. And when I say tomorrow morning, I really mean the morning, because I think I'll try to get going by 4 AM so that I don't arrive too late at my friend's house, so that they don't have to wait for too long. And also I'll try to get as much kilometers in as possible while it's still a little bit colder, because I think it will be quite hot in the next few days. So might be happy about starting early. So all in all, I have to say the setup feels great and I think I should be good to go. I'm really motivated, it feels nice to be on the bike again, and let's see how I feel tomorrow morning, but this should be fun. Since there's nothing left to do now except for going to bed early and hopefully completing the crossing of France, I will now go to the lake to have a relaxed afternoon, and yeah, like I said, then I'm going to bed early and maybe buy some more snacks for the first kilometers until everything opens, and then I'm just gonna buy anything I need because I don't think it would be wise to have too much food in the backpacks while it's 30 degrees or more outside. So probably have to stop a few times, but that's better than having spoiled food in the backpack. So off to the lake now. So my dinner's eaten. I had pasta to really load up on those carbohydrates, and yeah, the alarm is set for 4 AM tomorrow morning because I hope to get a few kilometers in before it's getting too hot. I also put enough air in my tires to really keep me going, and it's now 8:50 PM, so quite early in the evening, but since I have to get up at 4, I think it's about time to go to bed. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow and hopefully everything will start off well.